goal, which could be so precious to them.
And that remains the difference between the teams. Harry Redknapp's West Ham must dig deep tonight to keep their UEFA Cup dreams alive. We're at the 25,000 capacity Saint-Symphorien Stadium in the northeast of France on an absolutely glorious evening for the Intertoto Cup final second leg, Metz versus West Ham. Well, I'm delighted to say we've been joined by Alvin Martin. We'll be hearing from him later on. And before we cross to our commentators, let's first check on tonight's teams. And if the first leg told us anything, it was that there are two players to look out for in that Metz side. Frédéric Meyrou had a fantastic game in midfield. And, of course, the goal scorer, Louis Saha, who played for Newcastle United last season. As for West Ham, Stuart Pearce is out, he's ineligible. Mark Keller is in, and he should know something about the French game. Severe defensive problems for West Ham. Only two recognised defenders on the field tonight, Steve Potts and Rio Ferdinand. Steve Lomas drops back to join them once again in defence. West Ham only 90 minutes away from a place in the UEFA Cup. Your commentators in Metz, Clive Allen, and first, Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Matt. Well, the challenge that lies ahead of West Ham may be considerable, but it's not insurmountable. And you can be sure that Harry Redknapp and his Hammers are about to give it one heck of a go in an effort to claw back that one-goal deficit. If it's 1-0 to West Ham at 90 minutes, there'll be extra time. But if it's 2-1 or 3-2 or 4-3 to the Hammers after 90 minutes, that would send them through on away goals. Since the first leg, Metz have lost both the league games they've played, whereas West Ham drew at Aston Villa and beat Leicester. 7 Premiership points, a healthy return from a possible 9. Metz playing in their away kit, yellow shirts. It's actually West Ham's 9th competitive match of the season already. And their opponents tonight, the only team to beat them so far. Place in the UEFA Cup, agonisingly close. Who's going to get there?
Well, certainly there's a great atmosphere amongst the players. We've been with them the last couple of days. They're up for this game and they realise of what importance it is for the club and for themselves to have the opportunity to play in the UEFA Cup proper.
Early touch for Louis Saha, who's actually playing with a strapping around his knee. He missed Metz's league defeat against Lyon here on Friday night with that problem, but they've risked him from the start tonight. Shaka Hislop came here a few years ago with Newcastle in the UEFA Cup, but was left on the bench that night. Flicked on by Wanchope, Paulo Di Canio. Now West Ham could do with an early goal, and they've got an early free kick right on the edge of the area.
Good early signs as well. Flick on from Wanchope, combined with Di Canio, and he's at every opportunity looking to twist and turn in that danger area. Wins a free kick in an excellent position.
What a chance here in the opening stages for West Ham. It's floated in by Paulo Di Canio. Back in by Lampard, offside though against Sinclair, I think, who had strayed. West Ham trained on this pitch for a lengthy spell last night, a couple of hours. They arrived in France mid-afternoon yesterday. I have to say it's been positively scorching here, very hot and very sunny.
Thankfully though, Ian, the groundsman's been out and he's actually cut the surface. It was quite long yesterday evening. I know one or two of the players weren't very impressed with the playing surface, but certainly it looks to have got it in good condition this evening.
It's one of 3 Intertoto finals being played today, and I can tell you that Montpellier and Hamburg are already into extra time. They're tied at 1 each. It was a 5 o'clock start. Juventus are in France tonight. They play Rennes at a 7:45 kickoff. Martial, very composed under pressure from Wanchope. And this is what Metz are all about, little tricks like that.
Without a doubt, the playmaker, Meriu, is the man they must stop. He will give service to Sahar every opportunity. And again, a wonderful little back heel to spring his fellow midfield player and put Metz on the attack. Well coped with by Rio at the back there.
Here is Rio Ferdinand. Steve Lomas playing as part of a three-man central defence. Called upon to fill that role because West Ham are really decimated in that area, with Ian Pearce sadly out for the rest of the season, Neil Ruddock injured, and Stuart Pearce ineligible. Harry Redknapp hoping to push through a deal for Derby's Igor Stimac soon, and hoping also to get Gary Charles from Benfica to bolster his defence. It's a defence that does need bolstering. He really is down to the bare bones. Free kick to the Frenchman of Metz. Meriu thought about taking it quickly for one moment.
We've seen him do that before, haven't we? Certainly in the first game, he was bright, and every opportunity he looked to take a shot or fire a cross into the danger area, he immediately gets on the ball and looking to try to find one of his compatriots and put West Ham under pressure.
A couple of words with Danny Boffin. I'm sure they have something planned here. Meriu, and he's sent it across to Toyes, who managed to escape his marker, and that'll be a worry for West Ham, but his header was a little wayward. Trevor Sinclair's trying to dig it out here. Frank Lampard, one shot. Sinclair. Bowie is racing through the middle.
Well, on that free kick here, and Stevie Lomas got isolated with Toyes, and as we know, he's not a natural centre-half. Toyes pulled off the back of him, and Meriu saw the opportunity to clip it in there. It was a great opportunity for Metz, of which they made a mess of it, really.
Well, Meriu was appreciated by some of the West Ham fans at Upton Park for his talents, but not by others. He got the boos a little bit, and I'm sure those who gave him that would be delighted to know he was sent off in Metz's last game. Marc-Vivien Foé, well off target, but it actually nearly cannoned off Lampard.
It did. I know Harry's been delighted with the midfield trio, and Foé is certainly the man in there to hold the fort. Johnny Moncur is a playmaker, and it gives Frank Lampard the licence to go forward. And on that occasion, the miss-hit shot almost cannoned off Frank Lampard as he was making that forward run.
Metz's fiercest fans are behind that goal, by the way, and there was a bit of trouble here in their game with Lyon on Friday nights when Meriu was sent off in the last minute, and then Lyon nicked a goal to win the game, and a few seats were duly uprooted by all accounts.
So there is crowd trouble here in France as well. Passionate crowd, certainly an excellent atmosphere at the start of this game.
I'm not sure if the French TV director will show many shots of them, but there are 2,000 West Ham fans actually here tonight, giving plenty of good vocal support, not only once they got inside the stadium, but also as they walked through the streets beforehand. Sahar looking for Gousset. Stevie Lomas has that covered, though. He was up against the French national team last week, playing for Northern Ireland, of course.
But that was excellent cover from Stevie Lomas, because Gousset was looking to make the run in behind Rio, covered well, swept up round behind him.
Here is Meriu, effortlessly taking it down. Sylvain Castendal, captain of Metz, 35 years of age. Geoffrey Toyes, who came on as a sub in the first leg at Upton Park. Metz, though, missing a couple of midfielders tonight, Bastien and Promont, who gave away the penalty in the first leg. They're both injured. Lomas dispatches that one into touch.
Paulo Di Canio's quite animated down there, saying to Marc-Vivien Foé that certainly West Ham need to keep possession of the ball, mustn't give it up cheaply.
Meriu, Lomas with him, and it's gone straight behind, much to the dismay of Frederic Meriu.
I think he feels he's played it off as Stevie Lomas to try to win the corner. referee, German referee Helmut Krug has certainly not seen that. And I think, in fact, West Ham were a little bit fortunate there, Cox.
Well, they'll take that in the opening stages here as they seek to overturn a 1-0 deficit. Lomas was caught late then by Meriou, and he'll be in need of treatment.
And when Stevie Lomas goes to ground, you know that he's hurt. There's no way that he would be lying, as he is, motionless, if he hadn't taken quite a hefty blow. And I think Meriou was quite late and high, actually.
Yes, it does take a lot to floor Steve Lomas, that's for sure. But he's okay. Must be becoming a utility man here, the West Ham captain. Filling in defence in the Intertoto. Meriou will be cut out by Rio Ferdinand, who's John Moncur. Lomas gets the throw off Nicolas Gousset. Metz finished a rather lowly 10th in the French league last season. A couple of teams above them didn't want to enter the Intertoto. They did, and it's proved to be a pretty good idea so far. They've been in the UEFA Cup, in fact, in each of the last 3 seasons. Can West Ham deny them a 4th consecutive campaign?
Well, from a financial point of view, it certainly is an undertaking that I think any club that gets this far will want the rewards that come with playing in UEFA Cup.
Certainly some of the West Ham officials here reckon that if they get through this one and get into that prestige competition, it'll be worth millions to them.
I don't think we can underestimate the enormity of the game then, really, to be perfectly honest.
Indeed, one of the biggest in West Ham's modern history. But it's Metz who are on the attack here. Trevor Sinclair's got a job on his hands, and the free kick has gone in favour of West Ham.
Some excellent tracking back there from Sinclair. Gallio took off, he was well found, the way to the pass was good, and as you can see, Sinclair had to make up the extra ground, toes it away and wins the free kick.
He went a bit stale at QPR, Trevor Sinclair, but he's been anything but that in his time with West Ham. Sahal was shoved by Lomas, free kick to Metz.
There's a lot of stops and starts at the moment, and referee, I think, has been a little bit fussy. The game is not over physical, but he's prepared to stop it at every opportunity when there's any physical contact.
He's one of the best-known refs in European football, Helmut Krug, having officiated at World Cups and European Championships. This is Danny Boffin, with over 40 caps for Belgium to his name, looking for Gousset, cut out by Steve Potts, and cleared by Marc-Vivien Foé. There is a French connection, of course, in the West Ham squad with Foé and Mark Keller and Samasi Abou, who's one of the subs. Di Canio trying to flick it through to Lampard, away by Castendouch. John Moncur, who, much to his dismay, has to tuck his shirt in this competition. It seems to be one of the rules. Got told off for not doing it in an earlier round. Meriou, in his 30s now, has actually played for France. As has this man, Mark Keller, who still very much has a future with West Ham, incidentally. He was linked with a possible move to Derby as part of the deal that would bring Igor Stimac south. But that may be unlikely. Di Canio has vast European experience, of course, having played AC Milan, Juventus and Celtic. Never scored in Europe, strangely enough. Tentative start so far.
Yes, I think it is. I think that Metz are delighted to have that 1-goal advantage. Certainly West Ham have not wanted to give anything away early on that would make it a mountain to climb, and as you say, Ian, it's very tentative. I think the tempo of the game is not particularly sharp. West Ham can play far better than they've shown in these early stages.
Some of the West Ham fans are over on that far side, just in your picture there. Others behind the goal. The tickets for this game actually ridiculously cheap. Around about £5 for a seat and £3 to stand up. It's a tad more expensive in England these days. Here's Meriou. Sylvain Martial. Meriou. Di Canio. John Moncur. Perhaps a little charge from West Ham here. Moncur back to Di Canio. And he's got the free kick. That's considered a foul by Pascal Pierre.
That's good interplay from Di Canio and Moncur. And when he saw the opportunity to play the long diagonal ball, he hit it. Di Canio, good touch, wins a free kick.
Sinclair's cross. Letizi will collect that one though. He looked a pretty impressive keeper in the first leg at Upton Park. Immediately trying to put Louis Saha away. Here's Gousset. Sebastian Schemmel is further down the line, but the side flag went up. Referee playing the advantage though. Ferdinand's got a man on in Schemmel, but not for long. Moncur. Marc-Vivien Foé finds Keller. And he slipped it through, but the offside flag goes up against Paulo Di Canio. And that one, most definitely, won't count.
So he still hasn't scored a European goal, but a good build-up from West Ham. And Johnny Moncur's orchestrating everything in midfield, whether it be long-range passing or just keeping possession. Mark Keller breaking in from the left-hand side there certainly will cause problems, and Di Canio pulls away at the far post, but unfortunately just strayed that yard offside as a cross went in.
West Ham had plenty of inside information for this time with the Frenchman Abou and Keller. Keller incidentally used to play for Strasbourg, Metz's fiercest rival, so he'll get a bit of treatment from the fans tonight. And Marc-Vivien Foé, Cameroon international, but played a lot of his football in this country with Lens. And in fact, Lens and Metz were head-to-head in the title race a couple of years ago, but Joel Muller's side just missed out on goal difference to Lens.
It's a hard trying to spin Stevie Lomas there. A challenge from behind, immediately referee Crew pulls him up.
Meriou fell over the ball, he's stayed down hurt. Meantime, West Ham have it with Di Canio, who's released Paulo Wanchope, the keeper committing himself, and he will get there. Meriou is still down injured, lying prostrate in the West Ham half of the field.
Seems to be holding his left shoulder for some reason. As you said, he... Oh, there we can see the shirt's ripped. Couldn't actually see any physical contact. He went to ground after stepping on the ball.
Well, that would be a big loss to Metz if he had to go off, that's for sure. Play held up so that he can get a little bit of treatment. There's also their usual penalty taker, by the way. Meriou, 4 goals this season, 3 of them from the spot.
Well, undoubtedly a valuable asset to the team, their playmaker, and one they won't want to lose, especially at this early stage. It's been quite prominent in the early stages, but looks to be in some sort of distress with his left arm.
Well, on the bench they have Ludovic Assoir, who's actually a French under-21 international midfielder. He's warming up. It doesn't look too good for Meriou at the moment, you have to say. That would be a major concern to Metz, but I suspect 1 or 2 West Ham fans might be quite delighted that he's gone off. Here's Moncur. Di Canio. Steve Potts, West Ham's longest-serving player and a tremendous servant to the club. Di Canio's little flick. And a foul on the edge of the area by Paulo Wanchope, gives a free kick Metz's way.
Yeah, the big long legs, Paulo Wanchope, certainly only trying to go for the ball, but catches a defender's legs, and referee Helmut Krug, already shown his intentions early, will not allow any sort of foul play like that.
Well, Meriou is going to rejoin the action in a moment. Pascal Pierre. There's Meriou on the touchline, just allowed back on. This is Pierre. And his centre, comfortably cut out by Rio Ferdinand. Di Canio, can he get in between Boffin and Meriou? He can't, but here's Marc-Vivien Foé. West Ham overcame the Finns of Jokerit in the first round of the Intertoto, third round of the Intertoto, I should say. They didn't have to participate in the first couple of rounds. Just as well, because they probably would have been playing in June. In the second game in the competition, they overcame Heerenveen of Holland. Wanchope. Here's Kastendausch. That'll be a West Ham throw, which Mark Keller will get to take. Kastendausch, somebody you actually played against, Clive, when you were over here.
That's right, yes, he was in the Metz side way back when I was playing for Bordeaux here in France. Going back to the topic of this competition, I don't think there's any doubt that West Ham have started the season well, having played the earlier rounds of this competition as their pre-season build-up to the Premiership. They've started well, they've got some good results on the board, and I think that's because of the fierceness of the competition that they've played in as preparation for the season.
Well, Di Canio has won another useful free kick here. Di Canio twisting and turning, prodding it in the direction of Frank Lampard. Keller. And he's got his cross in, but it's going to drift away from Wanchope. There was a little shove by the Costa Rican anyway. And it would have been a free kick to Metz. A reminder that there's more football coming your way on Sky Sports later in the week. On Friday night in the Nationwide League, it's Stockport against Birmingham. Sky Sports 3 and Sky Sports Extra, of course, for digital viewers, interactive coverage of that game. And Super Sunday this week is from the magnificent Stadium of Light. Could be a pretty decent atmosphere there for Sunderland against Coventry. That's on Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports Extra for your interactive coverage. Kastendausch. Schemmel has shook off Keller and has got his cross in towards Louis Saha. He was about to pull the trigger, but it had the safety catch on for West Ham. Here's Lomas.
As you can see, Louis Saha does have that heavy strapping on his right leg, but on that occasion the volley presented itself on his left side. Stevie Lomas did fly out of defence to try to put him off, as Paulo Wanchope collects a yellow card for probably his third, fourth challenge that the referee is not happy with. I think the Costa Rican is not quite sure what's going on at the moment, but let's tell him a yellow card duly receives.
He's a player who so far has pretty much kept himself to himself at West Ham. Paulo Wanchope settling in as their main summer signing. That one's going to bounce through to Shaka Hislop. It's actually Wanchope's second Intertoto booking. You have to get 3, though, to get a ban in Europe this season. Moncur has released Sinclair. Di Canio in the middle, Wanchope joining him. And others too. And it's going to be a corner kick.
Again, Johnny Moncur's range of passing excellent. Sends Trevor Sinclair down, away on the wide right. And I think that's where West Ham can certainly get some joy.
Di Canio fancying the short corner. And he set up Lampard, who's got this shoot on sight policy. Little flick offside against Wanchope. Or Foe, rather, I think it might have been who stuck it in. And West Ham have had the ball in the net twice, but have twice been offside.
It's a well-worked corner. Frank Lampard takes the shot. Rio Ferdinand back heels, and it's Mark Vivian Foe who's just a fraction offside. But again, the signs are there that West Ham can create chances, and they could make one of those count.
Here's Mark Keller. Flicked on by Paulo Wanchope to Keller, who'd love to get a goal here against the old enemy for him. Di Canio is onside. And setting it up for Trevor Sinclair, and that one's going to count! It's in from Sinclair. The aggregate scores are level. Game on.
Well, certainly the signs were there. Great work from Di Canio, rolls it back for Sinclair. A vicious left foot shot in at the near post. Give Letizi absolutely no chance. Nothing more than West Ham deserve.
What a super strike from Trevor Sinclair. And West Ham United are not ready to give up the chance to play in the UEFA Cup just yet. It's 1-1 overall. And now we have a contest on our hands, but we ought to have a yellow card for John Moncur and a pretty needless one for a reckless challenge on Merieux.
Very, very silly challenge from Johnny Moncur. Absolutely no need whatsoever to get himself in trouble. He dives at Merieux from out of range. He was never going to make contact with the ball. And now he puts himself under immense pressure, picking up that yellow card. But what a fantastic strike from Trevor Sinclair. Harry, I think, wanting his side now, just to calm down, to maintain this lead.
Well, it will be a throw to Metz now, and this really is, as you say, Clive, a really important part of the game for West Ham to not allow any sort of immediate comeback. Louis Saha, who he's got a free kick though, for a trip from Foe.
Well, I think that was a classic case of playing for the free kick. He just drew Mark Vivian Foe in, flicked it to the side. Foe's committed, and yes, he does make contact with Saha. A crucial few minutes now for West Ham.
Merieux's free kick, and it's come all the way through to Martial, and it was blocked by Wanchope away for the corner.
Well, West Ham had sunk very deep there defending that free kick. It was a difficult finish for Martial, and Wanchope was quickly out to block. He's got to fire it through a lot of bodies to get it in the back of the net, but West Ham players prepared to throw themselves in front of the shot.
West Ham have got the early goal they wanted as Lomas heads Merieux's corner away. And there could be a big break on here. Wanchope is striding through the middle, so too Sinclair. And Danny Boffin just held them up, and here's Moncur. Offside against Paulo Di Canio, much to their frustration.
Well, I tell you what, when the break started, way back deep in West Ham's half, as Di Canio received the ball, as Paulo Wanchope was clean through on the right-hand side. He chose to find Sinclair down the middle, but Wanchope certainly was in acres of space wide on the right. Good counter-attack from West Ham, just relieved that pressure that Metz were putting on them.
Pierre. That's too hard for Schemmel. It'll be a goal kick. I'm sure you can hear the West Ham fans singing merrily away here. We're taking our pictures from French television tonight, so they're not going to show those fans to you too often. But the flags are up from Hornchurch, Dymchurch, Aylesbury, and the Prince of Wales in Ockenden, I can see there as well.
And the voices are high as well, aren't they? They're singing their hearts out. They realise how important that goal was to bring West Ham level in this tie. And I think they're just taking control of the game.
Well, they've certainly had to take the long route round to the UEFA Cup, and there's still plenty of work to be done here. But for finishing fifth in the Premiership, I'm sure not many fans of other clubs in the top flight would disagree. They deserve to be in the UEFA Cup. Leeds, Tottenham and Newcastle already there, of course. We'll be following them on Sky. Lampard. Ashton Dash with the cross. It's easy with a rather scuffed clearance, which nobody seemed to want to take responsibility for, but Saha eventually did. The man who got Metz's goal in the first leg, which has now been cancelled out here by Trevor Sinclair.
When you look at the two sides here, and West Ham coming into this game in good form, Metz, having been beaten at home at the weekend, certainly there would be a few doubts in their minds, and maybe a little bit of fear with West Ham coming here tonight. And really, it's been the perfect start as far as West Ham are concerned, that they score that first goal and bring the tie level.
Here's Martial. Metz aiming to bite back, and Merieux has found Martial again. It's all happening a bit too quickly for West Ham's liking, but Boffan's shot was charged down. Saha, Merieux. Danger over for the time being.
Danger over, but wonderful defending again from Stevie Lomas. When the cross come in from the right-hand side, he again was prepared to come out very, very quickly to block Boffan's shot.
Schemmel. It's a decent little spell this for Metz, but Schemmel's cross goes straight to Shaka Hislop, West Ham's player of the year last season. Really would be some achievement if West Ham can get through after losing the first leg. We have to say, in the Hammers camp over the last couple of days here in northern France, there has been a quiet confidence and plenty of concentration.
Yes, they've been very focused on the job in hand. I don't think for 1 minute they felt that it was a lost cause.
We'll have some more defending to do here though, because Danny Boffan has it with Schemmel nearby. Boffan again towards Saha. Gousset might be in there, and on the volley, Metz so nearly grabbed an equaliser.
Well, when the ball comes in, everybody expects Saha to head it, but it's Gallo who gets the run on Sinclair at the far post. And what a wonderful opportunity it was. Anything on target there. I don't think even Shaka Hislop would have seen it had that volley been on target. Great cross again in from Boffan. The warning signs are there for West Ham. They really must get to half-time now and keep this one-goal lead intact.
Well, it certainly made a cracking game of it. Trevor Sinclair's goal. Here's Geoffrey Toyes. Lampard, though, is going to break away here for West Ham. One shot to his right, and that's where it's going. Metz have got plenty of men back now. One shot's cross. Oh! Turns into a shot which bounces back off the bar. Well, Metz had a glorious chance at one end, but one shot went even closer then.
What a fantastic counter-attack from West Ham. Frank Lampard finds one shot wide on the right. I'm not so sure whether it was a cross or a shot, but it dipped wickedly and hit the crossbar.
Merieux is up to a few tricks though here. Saha has peeled away. Can't bring it under control though. And Sinclair managed to find one shot, and Sinclair wants a return here. He continued charging down the right flank, but goes back for West Ham. And here's Steve Potts. Mark Keller. Harry Redknapp so desperate to take West Ham into the UEFA Cup. He feels he ought to be there already. As I was saying earlier, a few would argue with that, but could it be a night of triumph for him in France?
I must say, speaking with Harry yesterday, he was very, very happy with the way his team was playing. Obviously, he had a few reservations defensively because basically they, as you said, were down to their bare bones. But so far tonight, the three playing in the central positions, Lomas, Ferdinand and Stevie Potts, have acquitted themselves well. I think they're going to be called on to do some defending before the night's out, though.
Just a bit. Here's Merieux, if he can keep it in. He can. Delightful centre as well, but Shaka Hislop says that's mine, and that's not bad for a throw either towards one shot. Only Di Canio is up there with him at the moment. He's been temporarily held up by Martial. Here is Di Canio. block though. Sahar, and look at the space that Meriu has got here. Problems for West Ham, but Steve Potts managed to divert it away.
Well, the players are actually looking at Mark Keller. They feel that he should have been round on the cover because the three central defenders have got dragged across. Meriu picks it up on the edge of the box, and as you can see, acres of space, but it's Steve Potts who comes in to block the shot as he tries to wind it in the far corner.
Meriu to take the corner. I think he's been hit by something here, and I have to say, unfortunately, that's right in front of where the West Ham fans are standing. And that really is something we don't want to see. Wonder if he has been hit by something here. It's all been sorted out anyway. And Meriu got a lot of stick in the first leg.
I think, as we said at the time, Ian, though, it was a way of the West Ham supporters showing their appreciation of an outstanding performance that he gave at Upton Park. But he seems to have been in the wars here tonight. Shoulder injury. And there, holding his face.
And that's Martial, also in need of a treatment for a grazed knee. Well, we're going to get this corner eventually. And it will be taken by Frederick Meriu. And at the near post, Gusay met it, but steered it over, and that'll do for West Ham as they protect their 1-0 lead here.
They've certainly come under quite a considerable amount of pressure over the last 5-10 minutes. They seem to have weathered that storm. But as I said, Ian, I think there's certainly going to be more spells of that as Metz push forward to try to take the lead. Maybe that will be the way with West Ham counter-attacking, especially down the right-hand side with Sinclair's speed. That could be where West Ham could capitalise.
Joel Muller, the coach of Metz, has been for 10 years, in fact. Troyes was caught in possession by Frank Lampard. Canio, Moncur, Di Canio, Di Canio trying to charge his way through, and he gets the free kick. The challenge by Schemmel.
That was excellent play by Di Canio. He actually laid the ball off to Moncur, went on a run down the left-hand side, was found by Moncur again, and drew the free kick down on this left-hand side. Takes the pressure off his team defensively and gets them into an attacking position. Good trickery. You can see Seychelles coming in, flicks it between the two players. Wonderful play from Di Canio.
So another useful free kick for West Ham. Mark Keller going for the near post. Not quite sure if that was his original intention.
Unfortunately, there wasn't a West Ham player who could actually get across the near post to capitalise on that ball.
Keller's long throw. Ferdinand proving to be a nuisance, but Metz clear ranks. Steve Potts sends it back. Lomas. And there'll be a throw into West Ham, and I guess so far it's going according to plan.
I think what West Ham have done well, they've not allowed Metz to control possession of the ball for long periods, as they did at Upton Park. I think they paid the price for that in the first game. They realised that they certainly had to get closer to Meriu to stop him finding his range of passing that was excellent in that game. And it's Johnny Moncur at the moment that's coming out on top in that midfield battle.
Keller's cross, and Di Canio might just get to it, and again perhaps not. It drifts behind. Paulo Di Canio, never far away from the headlines. West Ham finishing 5th last season in the Premiership. That was their second best position. They came 3rd. back in the 85-86 season, but English clubs were banned from European competition at the time, so they're hoping to make their debut in the UEFA Cup. So he is told to get away from Merieux, who has the ball now. Delightful centre, but Saha has screwed it wide. Scored with a header in the first leg, not so in the second leg.
That's exactly what they must beware of, because Merieux finds a yard of space and immediately he aims that ball into Saha, who pulls away in a dangerous position. Should have done better with a header.
Di Canio looking for Wanchope, whose long legs got him in there, but not to the referee's liking. Pierre left floor.
He's so ungainly at times, and the referee pulls Paulo Wanchope up. Must be 6 foot long, his legs at times, and I thought both players were going for exactly the same ball in exactly the same way. Very unfortunate to concede a free kick.
Yes, when you think he's not quite going to get there, his legs suddenly appear, don't they? Pascal Pierre, Schemmel, Boffin, Merieux and Moncur tussling, and the free kick going in favour of Moncur that time.
As we said here, certainly West Ham weathered that pressure that Metz put on them after West Ham had scored, and now the crowd are a little bit quiet. They're the good signs from West Ham's performance so far in this first half.
Well, they'll leave it to Merieux, which is a pretty good idea. Now Boffin. Ferdinand across with him, and Boffin managed to stop it from going for the goal kick.
That was excellent defending from Rio, because he could easily have dived in on Boffin there, just really ushered him away from the danger area.
Merieux. Toyes finding Schemmel, who delivers, but it's cleared by Rio Ferdinand. Lampard. Di Canio. See West Ham on one of these counter-attacks sooner or later. He tried to thread it through to Paulo Wanchope, but it was come out by Marshall. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half, West Ham leading through a clinical piece of finishing from Trevor Sinclair, which has levelled the aggregate scores at 1-1. But here's Louis Saha. And it's behind off Rio Ferdinand for a corner. If it stays this way, by the way, right through until 90 minutes, we will have extra time, and they do have extra time in the Intertoto final between Montpellier and Hamburg. The two teams locked at 1 apiece. Tony Yeboah, by the way, scored Hamburg's goal in that game, the former Leeds striker. They've gone to penalties.
You'll be pleased to know I watched the West Ham lads practice their penalties just in case.
That's reassuring. Merieux's got another corner, this time off Sinclair. 1-0 to West Ham at 90 minutes is the only way it could go to extra time, because away goals count after 90. So more concern for the Hammers. And Merieux whipping in the corner, but it's eluded everyone, and it swirls behind for a goal kick.
This now is a vital period, I think, because West Ham certainly, as I say, quieten the crowd. They've taken control of the game again. They must keep possession and certainly keep a shackle on Merieux, because if anyone's going to unlock them, he's the man to do it.
It drops here for Danny Boffin. Interception from Frank Lampard, named in the England under-21 squad today, and perhaps a little disappointed to make the full squad.
I think there's no doubt that young Frank is knocking on the door to be included in the full squad, and some wonderful performances for the under-21s, and again selected for them, I think, captains aside and has done so very, very well. But they feel he's a valuable part of that young squad.
He certainly banged in a few goals for them last season. Here's Meriou finding Sahar, who spent 3 months at Newcastle at the end of last season. Bofan, Gousset, Schemmel, John Moncur keeping a check on the situation. Referees played the advantage there and let Keller get on with it. Mark Keller was actually part of the Karlsruhe side, German club, that beat Metz in the UEFA Cup a couple of years ago. So let's hope he's a lucky omen for West Ham as they try to make the UEFA Cup. And Lampard releasing Paulo Di Canio. He's going to toy with Tuyes here. He's got his cross in. Frank Lampard! 2-0 to West Ham! And a place in the UEFA Cup may just be beckoning after all.
Brilliant cross from Di Canio. 1-2 with Lampard. He put Di Canio through on the right, continued his run into the box. Beautiful cross, superb controlled volley from Frank Lampard. 2-0 West Ham. What a great position they now get themselves into.
Well, he's made amends for his penalty miss in the first leg. He's been brimming with confidence all season, apart from those few seconds when he stepped up to take that spot kick at Upton Park. Frank Lampard has erased that memory.
Well, I said that midfield trio gave Frank Lampard licence to get forward. That's exactly what he done, and popped up with a most valuable second for West Ham at a perfect time just before half-time.
Well, I suspect there might be one or two pubs in East London and Essex doing a roaring trade this evening if it carries on like this.
Well, we said they were confident coming into the game, Ian, and they've showed a lot of, I think, European experience without actually having played in this competition. It was always going to be a tough test for them in this tie against Metz, but they now give themselves a great opportunity to make the UEFA Cup.
There will be 2 minutes of added-on time in this first half, and what a first half it's been for West Ham United. We were saying there was that quiet confidence around the West Ham camp since they arrived in France yesterday. They're proving it at the moment. Keller needed a better ball in towards Paulo Wanchope, but I think even a third goal before half-time might be even beyond Harry Redknapp's wildest dreams, although you never know.
Harry was very confident that his side would score a goal here. As I said, he was a little bit concerned defensively whether they would concede.
Well, Cox has got to deal with this, and he was fouled by Schemmel.
I think when you've got a player like Di Canio within your ranks, he's made both goals. He rolled the ball back, cut it back for Sinclair to fire in the first, and then what a fantastic move with Frank Lampard Jr., who pops up with a clinical right foot volley. Just really perfect for Harry Redknapp and his team first half performance.
Just to point out again that we're taking our pictures tonight from French TV, so you can't really see the West Ham fans, but I'm sure you can hear them. 2,000 of them. And they're really enjoying themselves immensely. Here's Kastenbausch. Louis Sahar. West Ham have got to keep things tight in these final few seconds of the first half.
Stevie Lomas having words with Gousset. I think he's just pointing out to the referee that he felt he took a dive as Stevie headed that ball. Something, again, that you've certainly got to be wary of when playing in European games. But as you said, Ian, referee Helmut Krug, vastly experienced. He's had control of the game right from the start. But certainly West Ham have control of it now.
They most definitely do. And are they heading for the UEFA Cup for the first time in their history? One shot taking it down towards the corner flag. And it's some scrap for the ball, that. The half-time whistle, is it? brings the scrap to an end. The 45 minutes are up, and West Ham, well, they lead by 2-0. Trevor Sinclair with a wonder strike. Frank Lampard belting one in as well. Both goals created by Paulo Di Canio. It's going pretty well so far. That's an understatement. Half-time, it's Metz 0, West Ham 2. Well, welcome back to northern France, where the second half underway between Metz and West Ham United. The Hammers leading by 2-0. I tell you that Metz have made a change for the second half. They brought on Ludovic Assoir, who's a French under-21 international midfielder, and they've taken off Pascal Pierre.
I think what Metz will do is go 4-4-2 now, and they're looking to score that goal that would put them back into the tie.
Here's Gousset, and it's wrestled away from him.
I think it's vitally important that West Ham don't defend too deeply, sink back and try to protect this lead, because so quickly can a lead like this be withered away.
Remember, it can't go to extra time now, that's for sure. That was a good clearing header from Sinclair, who's been exceptional this evening. Remember also that 2-1 is not good enough for Metz. They have to get 2 now. It's been an excellent evening for West Ham United so far. This one of the most crucial 45 minutes they would have played for a long time. Multi-million-pound adventures await in the UEFA Cup. Schemmel. Meriou. So often their danger man. Ashton Doush has got the cross in, but it bounces straight through to Shaka Hislop.
I think that's a classic example. When the play was built up, the defensive rearguard are sinking just back into their own penalty area, allowing Kassandu to run down the right-hand side and get that cross in. Must get more pressure on the ball, especially on Meriou.
A mistake from Gousset allows Trevor Sinclair to find his keeper. Steve Potts, and the free kick has gone against Potts and in favour of Louis Sahar. Meriou is a man in a hurry, and a man with a mission to haul Metz back into this Intertoto final. One French club already through to the UEFA Cup, Montpellier overcoming Hamburg. Juventus look like they'll get the better of Rennes. It's Meriou, but it's straight against the West Ham wall. Martial. Meriou looking to return it to Martial, but John Moncur is there. And a foul on Chloe will give West Ham a bit of relief from that situation.
Harry screaming from the dugout for his players to push up, to get pressure further up the field, to not sink back into their own penalty area. Full sense of security defending in your own penalty box.
Martial got a whack on the head for his troubles then. He's back on his feet now though, having recovered from the one-shot challenge. Schemmel, is he going to get there? Oh no, he isn't. It's a goal kick to West Ham. We've made such a promising start to this season which began for them back in the middle of July when they faced the Finns of Jokerit in this competition. Metz actually came in a round earlier in the Intertoto. They beat the Slovakian side Zelina 4-2 on aggregate. Edge past Lokeren of Belgium on the away goals rule, before thrashing Poland's Polonia Warsaw 6-2 on aggregate. But have Metz met their match here? Kastendaus. Schemmel. Meriu. Over the top, looking for Saha, who's in here! Great block from Shaka Hislop, and a precious one at that.
Oh, and it was a wonderful ball, and Saha was onto it very, very quickly. Blast the shot at Shaka. He spreads himself well, and I think Shaka actually takes it on the chin. Superb stop from the goalkeeper. Doesn't matter how you stop him in situations like that.
Back in the face for Shaka. Saha hurt as well. Remember, he's got a knee injury. The corner defended by Rio Ferdinand. It'll be same again for Metz.
Marked difference in the tempo of Metz game in this second half as it begins. They're looking to get back quickly into the tie.
Meriu sent it in, punched away by Hislop. Well, one thing's for sure, we are going to be in for a few anxious moments as we seek to have another English club in the UEFA Cup this season. But hang on, because here goes Keller. Only Wanchope is in the middle, but he might just find him. Sinclair. And again. Free kick to West Ham. Sinclair was caught late.
Yeah, as he played the one-touch pass, it was Gallo who dived in. Chance for West Ham just to regroup and keep possession of the ball. As you said, Ian, perhaps in this second half their best opportunities might well come on the counter-attack.
Frank Lampard, scorer of the second goal. Di Canio. Toya's got the better of him that time, and here is Meriu. Schemmel's making a burst down the flank. Keller had to cut it out and did. He always did well playing for Strasbourg against Metz, Mark Keller. As I said earlier, he was with Karlsruhe when they knocked Metz out of the UEFA Cup as well. So they're pretty much sick of the sight of him here. Is he going to do them again? Meriu under pressure from Foe, who concedes the free kick. Which will be taken by Danny Boffam, but it won't be long before they give it to this man. Meriu. Galo. Gousset. Here's the substitute Assoir. Now Saha. Kastendaus. Sebastian Schemmel. Back it goes to Martial. Toya, the substitute rather, Assoir. Here's Lampard. And this could be a West Ham counter-attack. Keller is racing down the left. Lampard having a look at the available options. Still Lampard. Signed to go for goal himself, and it took a little deflection and didn't trouble Letizi at all.
Well, there was actually a couple of excellent runs in front of Frank Lampard. He was given acres of space to run into, but could have possibly released Paulo Wanchope or Paulo Di Canio just a fraction earlier. But again, the signs are good when West Ham counter-attack quickly.
Here's Boffam. Frank Lampard, incidentally, scoring his third Intertoto goal this evening. He also got one in the Premiership on the opening day against Tottenham Hotspur.
The thing is, Ian, he will score goals because he is prepared to go into that penalty area, into the danger area, time and time again, given licence to because of the holding players in Moncur and Foe this evening. And he's come up trumps with a really valuable second goal here for West Ham tonight.
He only got 6 last season, but he's already up to 4 for this season. Here's Meriu, though, and he's found Saha. And it was blocked by Potts and it cleared by Ferdinand, who was caught very late then by Sebastian Schemmel.
I think Schemmel was apologising, but certainly it was a late challenge and a high one as the ball was cleared. But Miriu is the man that pulls the strings. He's the man that really West Ham have got to clamp down on, because his range of passing is excellent.
A reminder that 2 West Ham men have been booked. Wanchope just on the ball there, and Moncur. Sinclair skips away from Calio. Trevor Sinclair with a rampaging run. Mark Keller's arriving. Di Canio is there as well, but the whistle has gone for a free kick to Metz.
Yeah, I think the referee's pulled Mark Keller up because he got the run on Schemmel, miskicked his volley, and as the ball falls to Di Canio, the referee has given a free kick, I think, against Mark Keller for holding him down. But again, on that counter-attack started by Trevor Sinclair down the right, West Ham looked dangerous.
Metz considering another change with the Yugoslavian international striker Nenad Jestrovic waiting to come on. Here's Sinclair though. Lampard's not far away, and the little back heel has found him. And a rasping drive finds the side netting. The West Ham fans who didn't have the best view of that thought it had actually gone in the net.
Fine piece of play from Sinclair, good awareness. The back heel's into Frank Lampard's path, and I'm not so sure that goalkeeper Latisi just got fingertips to push it wide. Time and time again, West Ham on the counter-attack. Excellent pace, directness, as Metz made a substitution.
Confirmation of the substitution is number 15, Jestrovic on for Guse. Jestrovic, a striker who's already scored in the Intertoto, and there he is on the ball. And now here's the other sub, Aswar, who might have a dig here. And it's well collected in the mid-drift of Shaka Hislop.
Definitely more urgency about Metz in midfield in this second half. And as the substitute fires it in, that's excellent handling from the keeper, as you see it just bouncing in front of him. A difficult one, easily spilled by goalkeepers, with good hands from Shaka Hislop.
The Metz fans, very loyal, very passionate, trying to inspire their team here. But it's West Ham on the attack with Keller, the Frenchman. Nutmeg to Boffin. Sinclair. Keller has come over from the left, gets his cross in, and Latisi gets there ahead of Wanchope, and the throw will put Schemmel away with Keller completely out of position.
Yeah, but they adjusted well. Mark Vivian Foe's immediately gone out to the left-hand side to cover.
Here's Schemmel though, and Jestrovic! Second chance! It's wide, it's a goal kick, but what a scare for West Ham. Nenad Jestrovic immediately in the thick of it, but Lomas, putting his body in the way, has been injured.
Well, he threw himself in front of him, and then he took a knock for his pains when Jestrovic tried to follow up with a second attempt. There's going to be occasions when certainly defenders have to throw themselves in front of shots and take knocks, and Stevie Lomas has been a prime example of that this evening.
John Green, the West Ham physio, attending to Lomas, and he needs a bit of attention to his head.
I think that's the referee's asking John Green to take Stevie Lomas from the field of play, but he has taken that knock to the head, and that's what John is explaining to the referee. Certainly a little bit groggy, but he won't want to miss out on what's happening for West Ham here tonight.
Well, a bit of revenge as well, because he captained Northern Ireland against the French national side last week and lost out 1-0. It could well be going his way, though, this evening. Certainly is at the moment. Lomas, I can tell you, is back on the field. Aswar. Sahar, but Steve Potts will happily marshal that one behind for a goal kick. An hour played. West Ham sensing that this could be their night.
I think one of Stevie's great strengths, as we saw him there, is that he never switches off. He certainly is always concentrated and focused on the job in hand, and he's kept Zaha in check so far this evening.
He's played 474 times for West Ham, Steve Potts, across 15 years. I can't remember too many bad games. Here's Jestrovic, shadowed by Ferdinand. Assoir goes down, and the free kick is given instantly by the linesman. Don't think John Moncur's in total agreement, Summer.
Well, I think that the Frenchman took a dive there, and Johnny Moncur certainly has got to be careful. He's got to keep his temper in check. As you can see, waving his arms, he feels he took a dive. A dangerous situation, and expect this left-footed magician to whip it in.
That's exactly what will happen. Meriou sent it in, and Zaha rose, but his header went over, much to the relief of the Hammers.
I think Zaha knows that he's missed a glorious opportunity. The ball's whipped in with pace, very difficult to defend anywhere on target, and that would have been in the back of the net as Xhaka was completely wrong-footed, going the other way.
He's going to get done for time wasting here, Xhaka Hislop. It's going to be a yellow card for the West Ham keeper for taking his time over the goal kick. A familiar European trick, but Helmut Krug having none of it. And he's the third Hammer to be booked now, along with Moncur and Wanchope.
There's no doubt this is all part of the education of playing in European football. They really must keep control of their tempers and not give too many free kicks away.
Castendausch lifting it through to Assoir. He's got his cross in, but it's duly dispatched out by Rio Ferdinand. 8 England caps so far, a few more to come. Schemmel's cross. Galo is going to meet it. It's away, though, by Foey. Boffan's header. Moncur. It'll be a throw into Metz, who are putting the pressure on here, but they have to because they've got to score twice. Lomas with a clearance. Now, snapped up by Moncur. Here's Di Canio. That's a good challenge by Michel, I think it was. Here's Meriou. Took the wrong option, away by Steve Potts. Here's Marc-Vivien Foey.
Game becoming very, very stretched. West Ham certainly had the overload on the right-hand side. Immediately, Metz counter-attacked, got back at them. Possession changing hands very, very quickly at this stage of the game.
Meriou to Boffan. It's some European encounter, this now. And Jestrovic trying to get his shot in.
And who was there? That man Stevie Potts there to block as Jestrovic come in on his left-hand side.
Here's Meriou, though, and West Ham haven't picked him up. Jestrovic is waiting in the middle, but it's away by Ferdinand. West Ham are on the rack here as Assoir sends it way over.
Well, in fact, that was the best possible thing that could have happened for West Ham there, because Metz certainly did have them under pressure. Defensively, they were sinking deeper and deeper. They must try to regain possession and keep it for a period and take the sting out of this game now.
Free kick going the way of Wanchope and West Ham. English clubs with an excellent record against the French in Europe. In 26 ties, 19 have gone the way of the English. Lomas to Wanchope. Trevor Sinclair. And the little 1-2 with Wanchope works to great effect. The cross is going towards Keller. Away by Castendausch, though. And here's Schemmel. Assoir. moved away from Moncur with these then. Jestrovic, who's looked like lively since coming on. Merieux goes for goal himself! What a wonderful effort! And the knockdown is collected by Shaka Hislop, but Frederick Merieux, well, he really has been quite impressive.
Well, it's an incredible strike with the outside of his left boot. I think it had Shaka beat, had it been on target, comes flying back off the crossbar. Shaka quickly on his feet, though, to recover and save the subsequent header.
Here is Merieux. Harry Redknapp's going to be a man with a very hoarse throat after this game because he's continually shouting instructions to his team. Here's Boffin. Metz giving it a real go. Boffin's cross off the head of Sahar. Drops from John Moncur, who gets it back from Paulo Di Canio. Moncur, who's put in another sterling effort tonight, although he's dispossessed then by Toyes. Always happens when you praise someone. Schemmel. This cross is going to drift away from Jestrovic, so that Sinclair will let it run for the throw. Sinclair with West Ham's first goal in the first half, added to by Frank Lampard, who made amends for that penalty miss in the first leg at Upton Park. Here's Sahar trying to put Schemmel in. Mark Keller better hope that's going to run out because he didn't bother running across.
But the thing was, Ian, Paulo Wanchope gave up possession very, very cheaply and again put his defence under pressure. I think now if West Ham do get out, they certainly need their front men to hold the ball up, give them some breathing space and just try to take a little bit of the edge off of Metz at the moment because they are building.
West Ham last involved in serious European competition 18 long years ago when they were in the Cup Winners' Cup. In 1981 they were knocked out in the quarter-final stage by Dinamo Tbilisi, who absolutely hammered them at Upton Park. Kids following West Ham now don't know too much about European football, but they may be about to discover it, watching their team perhaps in the UEFA Cup. To Sinclair. Sinclair, magnificent, but Galo stayed with him, and it's a corner.
But superb play from Trevor Sinclair. That's what we talk about when taking the pressure off. He's prepared to take on the defender, wins his team a corner, and certainly the defenders at the back will be more than happy with that at this stage.
Well, the corner kick will be taken by Paulo Di Canio. And how about a third here for West Ham? Schemmel is going to bring it away. Sahar and Jestrovic and Steve Potts got his challenge right, as he usually does. Merieux, though. Jestrovic. Still going. Oh, he scored! It's a goal for the Yugoslav, Jestrovic. And he certainly set up a grandstand finish here. West Ham are going to have to be extremely careful. 2-1. Still not good enough for Metz.
Well, Jestrovic comes in on his favoured left-hand side, and it really is a fantastic left-foot strike that gives Metz some hope. An absolutely crucial period now for West Ham. They do have the advantage of the second away goal. The tie's all level. And real pressure will be put upon their defensive rear guard now.
Here's Moncur. Di Canio. Now is the time to stand up and be counted for West Ham. Metz have got to get another at the moment. As it stands, West Ham would go through on away goals. Sinclair. Wanchope. Free kick to West Ham. And Joel Muller hoping that his team can claw their way back. of a sudden it's not quite so comfortable for West Ham. Di Canio setting up Sinclair, who tries to wrestle his way past Toyers. Oh dear, Metz are on the break with Ludovic Assoir. Here's Boffin. Now Schemmel. West Ham have got to stay firm here, but Jestovic is in there again, and Xhaka has not clutched the cross from Zaha out of the air, and his big kick up is going to catch Paulo Wanchope offside.
And I think the defenders are looking round at Xhaka and just questioning him as to why he's given the possession back to Metz. They are building up a head of steam. They can sense that they can go in front in the tie if they can score another goal. West Ham have got to hold firm now.
Here's Schemmel. Castendausch, Merieux, Steve Potts with him, but Merieux create an opening. He does for Schemmel, and Ferdinand meets the cross. Well, it's a cracking European tie. The West Ham fans seeing at the moment. Here's Assoir, it's gone behind. It'll be a goal kick, and unfortunately, it's turning a little bit nasty. And really, you're sometimes lost for words when you see things like that. I was saying earlier there was trouble actually in this ground last Friday when Metz played Lyon, and Metz lost. A few of their fans ripped a few seats out. Meanwhile, back on the pitch, Moncur, Lampard, and Wanchope here is onside and could surely clinch it for West Ham, but he's lifted it on to the roof of the net, and there was no flag.
Paulo Wanchope certainly wasn't offside. What a glorious opportunity to wrap the tie up, found by Frank Lampard. He probably didn't know or realise he had as much time as he did, and unfortunately his touch let him down with a gaping goal there for him, should he have been on target.
Well, the West Ham fans may claim they've been provoked here tonight, but really they've got to calm down, because it is turning a little nasty inside the San Symphorian Stadium here, a capacity of 25,000. Great challenge that from Foe, who's got the free kick because he's been tripped by Merieux, and it really is frantic stuff on the field, and unfortunately Lampard as well.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely wonderful European Cup tie. There's a big prize at stake. A superb first half performance by West Ham. A good counter from Metz in this second half. At the moment it's a difficult one which way to call it.
To wonder what those West Ham fans are playing at, really, because sadly they're trying to break down the fence which separates them from the Metz supporters. But we will try and concentrate on the football here. And then the enthralling European tie. And Galo is in here, put in by Boffin. Louis Zaha going for goal, blazing wide.
Well, one of the few occasions that Trevor Sinclair has got the wrong side, and Galo with a great opportunity picking out Zaha, but his shot was really high and wide. Didn't trouble Xhaka his lot.
As it stands at the moment, just in case you needed reminding, West Ham are heading through on away goals, but it's going to be a really tense and torrid final quarter of an hour here. Sort of quarter of an hour that makes football the game it is. Here's Castendausch having a pop. I don't think that was actually too far away either from the big defender.
Well, Well, he's got himself forward far more times in the second half. And having seen Meriou hit the crossbar, felt he would have a strike himself. But I think Xhaka and the West Ham defence will be happy if they restrict Metz to long-range efforts like that.
Bowie losing out that time, and Aswar here has put Jestrovic away, but he showed too much of it to Steve Potts. And you don't do that when Potts is around. We are in for quite a finish. Make yourself comfortable right on the edge of your seat. Thank you. Meriou. Poor return from him. I never said that very often across the two legs. Steve Lomas, the sort of player you need in a situation like this. Paulo Wanchope. Ferdinand, a bit of composure needed too. Monker. Di Canio making himself available. Toyez has fouled the Italian as Joel Muller prepares to make his final substitution in this game.
Barking instructions. Certainly expects his team to attack incessantly as we move into the last 15 minutes.
It's going to be the French under-21 international, Jonathan Jaeger, who's going to come on. It's Di Canio. Schemmel. Amazing atmosphere now in this stadium. I'm pleased to say the crowd have calmed down a bit as well. Monker. He's tripped, he's got the free kick on Monker, but he's just making sure of it.
He wasn't going to let the ball go, was he? He wasn't going to get a free kick himself, he was going to make sure he laid on top of it so that Metz didn't gain possession.
Joe Cole's going to come on for West Ham in a minute, but Metz are taking off a defender, Kalo. No surprise, really. Defender making way for a striker. French under-21 international, Jonathan Jaeger is on. He actually played in the game against Lyon on Friday because Louis Saha was injured. But Harry is hoping, beyond all hope, that Joe Cole can come up with a trick or two because he's about to make an appearance, though you haven't seen him yet. Our French TV pals will catch up with the fact shortly. He's up. Yeah, come on, he's waiting on the touchline. Castendaus. Schemmel. Meriou. And there he is, 17-year-old Joe Cole. Schemmel. Wanchope. Di Canio trying to stay onside. Lampard looking to return it to Wanchope and succeeding. There's a few spare West Ham men here. Sinclair has it. There's space over on the other side. I think Lampard has spotted as much. Bowie. Sinclair. Sinclair, oh, he's lost out to Boffa. And Jestrovic is on the chase here. Xhaka's Hislop has come a long way, but he got there. Castendaus's header drops favourably for Di Canio. Now Monker. It's a game that is teetering on the edge. Monker slipping it through for Wanchope, who's round the keeper. And Paulo Wanchope has surely sent West Ham United into the UEFA Cup. Harry's Happy Hammers
Brilliant control.
going to charge their way across Europe.
Brilliant controlled possession by West Ham. Build it up. Monker finds Wanchope with a diagonal pass. He skips past Latizi. Great little toe. A wonderful clinical finish. and West Ham are on their way to the UEFA Cup.
Well, it really has been a memorable night in West Ham's history here, because it was so important that they went all the way to the UEFA Cup. But hang on a minute, because here's Jestrovic twisting and turning. Lampard. A foul on Wanchope by Martial will give West Ham a free kick. He's been rather reluctant to issue yellow cards to Metz players, the referee. Wanchope hurt. Won't be in a hurry with this free kick. Di Canio, who's played his part tonight, setting up the first 2 goals. And he was on hand, just in case Wanchope had lost his way then. Offside against Assoir. And you really have to say it's been a superb start to the season for Harry Redknapp and for West Ham, and he's able to bring on this extremely talented teenager, Joe Cole. He doesn't turn 18 until November, and the man making way is Paulo Di Canio, who actually reckons that Cole will turn out to be perhaps the best player in Europe over the next few years, and that is some statement to make.
Well, Di Canio's made a wonderful impression on this game tonight, creating the first 2 goals. But I think it just shows what great belief they have in this young man, Joey Cole, that they can introduce him into a European Cup tie with some 8 minutes to go. All part of his education, and one on which I think he's thoroughly looking forward to.
Even if Metz score another, they've got to get another on top of that. 3-3 is the scoreline they're looking for now. But this Intertoto Cup final has swung very much now in West Ham's favour. They weathered the storm at 2-1. They now lead 3-1. Here's Jaeger the sub, Sahar. Goal kick off Jaeger, and that'll do for West Ham. Many people thought they'd blown it when they lost the first leg, but they really have performed to extremely high levels this evening. Ferdinand. One shot by Martial, and he is going to get a yellow card at last. One challenge too many for Helmut Krug's liking, and Martial is booked. Metz have been in the UEFA Cup for the past 3 seasons. Not this time, mateys, by the look of it, as the offside flag goes up against Wanchope.
West Ham certainly came here this evening to do a job. As we said, there was a confidence within the camp. They always felt they could score a goal or 2 that was necessary to win the tie, but to come here and get 3 has been a tremendous performance by them.
Schemmel. West Ham appear to be heading through to the UEFA Cup, and Joe Cole is tripped by Danny Boffin, who's going to get a yellow card as well. Now he's bringing the cards out for Metz. Boffin booked. It's Joe Cole trying to turn away from the Belgian international.
Wonderful skill from the young man. He just come into the fray. Great control, and as a challenge comes in from Boffin, just toes it by him and draws the free kick. Boffin receives a yellow card. West Ham retain possession of the ball.
It's Joe Cole. If anyone can hang on to the ball, this young man can. He's actually conceded a free kick there.
It's
the commentator's curse. Whenever you say that, you go and give it away. Boffan. Tottenham and Newcastle and Leeds qualified automatically for the UEFA Cup, of course. West Ham have had to take the long route round, but take it they have. We are inside the last 5 minutes.
As I said earlier, Ian, there's no way that they can say that this was an unworthy exercise, because I think it's meant they've started the Premiership campaign well, and they now find themselves in UEFA Cup.
Barring total disaster here in the closing minutes. Miriu and Jestrovic looking to get past Sinclair. It's still in. Now it's not though, but it's a corner. And Lampard encouraging Jestrovic to get up. Hasn't really got time to moan, that's for sure. West Ham is still going to be careful. But then these players know that more than anyone else. And Hislop collects the corner from Miriu. And the kick out finds Joe Cole, who's on his own, but I tell you what, that's not such a bad thing. He's away here. Joe Cole teasing and taunting and going for goal. Well, he had two men waiting in Moncur and Wanchope.
Well, it was a brilliant run, and unfortunately for young Joey Cole, he just didn't look left, because Wanchope and Johnny Moncur had made up probably 80 yards of ground, and had he rolled it square to them, it would have certainly been game, set and match.
He was going for glory, little Joe. I have to say he got an ear bashing from Harry shortly afterwards. Oh, it's opened up here for Miriu. But his cross a little wayward. It's cleared by Moncur. Well, it has been a supreme team effort from West Ham tonight, but they've got to keep it going for these final few minutes. Here's Troyes. And the shot from Jaeger blocked by Foe. Everyone bar Wanchope is back defending, and even he's coming back now. Schemmel. Might get a glimpse of goal here, Metz. Troyes away by Lomas. It's going to come straight back on West Ham here. Lomas. Captain's performance from him. Meriu's cross. Away by Keller. Anywhere will do for West Ham at the moment. Just got to complete the job here, West Ham. Away by Ferdinand. Another throw. 3-2. Not good enough for Metz. They've got to get 2 goals. And if they do that, it would be one of the most amazing finishes to a game. But West Ham don't want to even let them get one back here. Jaeger's header miskicked by Sinclair, but he'll get a second chance. Schemmel. Away by Ferdinand, and now a chance to put the seal on it. Wanchope. He's got Joe Cole with him, and Frank Lampard's up there as well. Joe Cole. And again, it's blocked by the keeper. I don't think his teammates are going to be too happy with him for refusing to pass. Harry Redknapp was fuming.
Harry's going absolutely mad, because that's the second occasion that West Ham have got the extra player forward. This time Frank Lampard. If Joey Cole goes right on this occasion, it's Paulo Wanchope and Frank Lampard on the right-hand side that certainly should have been presented with a glorious opportunity to make it an emphatic victory.
Well, the European draws are made at the end of this week, and it certainly looks now as if West Ham United are going to be in the draw for the first round of the UEFA Cup, and for finishing 5th in the Premiership. That surely is their right. Here's Assoir, though. Jaeger. no surprise to West Ham fans that they've done it the hard way. Sinclair, surely offside against Wanchope. It was a very late flag there. I can't believe how late that was. Jestrovic. Tangling with Lomas. Free kick to Metz. We are in injury time here. There hasn't been a sign yet, I don't think, as to how much will be played. There are you. And the header from Sahar is well off target. And the seconds are ticking away. And West Ham United have done a thoroughly professional job here in northern France tonight.
It's been a game that's had everything, hasn't it? West Ham getting that all-important first goal, taking the lead. Metz responding certainly in the beginning of the second half, getting themselves back into contention with a chance of winning it. West Ham on the counter-attack always looked dangerous, always capable of scoring the third, which they did, and really that third goal has wrapped up this tie and qualification.
Here is Keller. They'll be blowing bubbles across the town of Metz tonight, and they'll be blowing bubbles right across Europe as well. After all, in the UEFA Cup, Wanchope going to go for a little stroll here, methinks. Scorer of West Ham's third goal after they'd weathered a bit of a Metz storm, which was only to be expected, I suppose. But it's been an admirable achievement, this, from Harry Redknapp's West Ham United. And for the first time in their history, they are going to compete in the UEFA Cup. They were denied in the mid-80s when English clubs were banned from Europe when they finished third. Fifth place last season. You would have thought might have been good enough, considering seventh was the season before. But they went into the Intertoto, and they've done the job here. And the referee is looking at his whistle. Jaeger. That'll be Shaka Hislots. And that'll be nearly it. It's all over. A magnificent night for West Ham United. 3-1 winners here. They triumphed 3-2 on aggregate. They are in the UEFA Cup.
Well, a momentous night for West Ham United. They qualified for European competition for the first time in 18 years. It's been a long wait. Alvin Martin was part of that team 18 years ago. Your feelings at this moment then, Alvin?
It was a great performance from the start right the way through to the end. They had to test their character, conceded a goal the second half, and really stood firm. It was unbelievable to think he had 5 defenders out tonight, because they defended admirably right the way through. Always looked dangerous on the break, and there was some fantastic goals here as well, weren't there? Some fantastic finishes.
Let's have a look at the goals then as they happened. The first came from a guy who just loves to come forward.
Well, Trevor Sinclair, he's played left wing back, right wing back, he's played up front. He's done a terrific job for West Ham since the moment he walked in the door. And this was superb. Di Canio played his part tonight. Lovely ball laid inside. And it's just inviting Trevor to go and hit it. And he obliges. Look at that, lovely strike. Just the sort of start that they wanted tonight, Matt. It was a goal, you know, they had to come out here and score. And to score the first one at that time was a great start for them.
That made it level on the night. Just a word about Di Canio there, because Harry Redknapp has been the victim of a certain amount of criticism for employing Di Canio and then getting Paulo Wanchope as well.
Yeah, but you can see the way the two of them work together tonight. I said I was at the game on Saturday, and there's real signs of them getting an understanding together. And tonight they posed problems for Metz all night. Superb touches. Wanchope worked very hard. Big, strong lad, held the ball up. You know, missed a chance, but then he's ended up scoring a goal tonight, and he's been very impressive.
I used to laugh when Frank Lampard used to moan about being called Frank Lampard Jr. He said, my name's Frank Lampard. So I presume from tonight on, the other one's known as Frank Lampard Senior, because he's really putting his name on the map, isn't he?
There's only one Frank Lampard. That's what they'll be saying at Upton Park. And to be fair, he's scored goals regularly in pre-season, and he's been able to take that now into the real games. And this is a great finish. A great ball in from Di Canio. Like I say, he had a hand in a lot that went on tonight, Di Canio, and that's a lovely flighted ball and a controlled volley. 2-0, and you think, right now, you know, there's going to be a test of character. What are Metz going to do? And they actually come out and they put them under a lot of pressure second half, But I was pleased that after they conceded the goal, West Ham, the back three were tremendous all night. Stevie Potter's been excellent from day one. Rio Ferdinand, solid as a rock. And Steve Lowmaster to come in and do the job that he did at centre-half was magnificent.
That was the all-important goal because it meant the French had to score twice to get back at West Ham. It also meant that all guns were blazing on what was a weakened West Ham defence.
Well, I said it's unbelievable that he's got these players out, Harry. He's had to really struggle to get a team out. And it just shows you the versatility of some of these players, that they can come in and do so well, Matt. I mean, when he has got everybody fit, and I'm sure he said he's been quoted as saying he's got to add defenders to his squad. He will do. But none of them players tonight let him down, and he must be really proud of the team performance.
Well, the French brought on strikers, 2 substitutions. The first of them, well, it worked, and it was a good goal too.
Yeah, it's an excellent strike. I mean, it was going to take a strike like this to beat Hislop. Shaka Hislop is a tremendous goalkeeper. Probably could have got a little bit tighter there, the West Ham defenders, but that's an unbelievable strike. And, you know, Shaka's been outstanding since he walked in the door. He was Player of the Year last year. He had no chance. There was power and a terrific strike for them that got them back in the game, didn't it?
So Jessevic gets them back in the game, and around that point, trouble overflowed from the terracing. I don't know whether there was real trouble there or not, but what will probably end up in the headlines will be that action off the field. Well,
it will be a shame, Matthew, because there was some terrific football play tonight. I mean, there was terrific goals. There was everything that's good about British football, and it would be a shame if people didn't concentrate on that tonight.
West Ham maintained their discipline, didn't they? That was the impressive thing, that the West Ham of old, not the team you were playing in, Alan, I don't want to be rude, but the West Ham of old...
Be careful what you say now, Matt.
They might have found it hard going, keeping their composure under that sort of pressure.
Well, like I say, especially with the makeshift side, but the middle three was superb. John Moncur in the first half was playing balls and penetrating balls as well to his front two. Lampard got his goal. Foe was tireless in midfield. The 2 wing-backs got up and down all night, Keller and Sinclair, and the front two did an excellent job. And another good thing that Harry will be pleased with, when Joe Cole come on, he looked superb as well. So it was an exciting performance. I was excited watching it, and I'm sure that the West Ham fans will be excited as well.
Harry knows they've done it the long way round, and he wasn't happy at having to enter the Intertoto Cup, but there have been spin-offs. 1, they've qualified, and 2, they started their Premiership campaign up and running.
Very good point. And also, now that they've got, you know, it would have been unfair if they hadn't got through to the final stages of this competition, Matt, but now that they have, they've also had some European experience for some of the younger players. So I think it's been an excellent start to the season in terms of pre-season, getting involved in this competition, and let's face it, they're doing very well in the Premiership as well.
Paulo Wanchope just added the icing to the cake then, didn't he?
He was a good all-round... He was a great centre-forward. I mean, he's like a British centre-forward at times. I know he's unconventional, but he's so strong on the ball. That's a good ball through from John Moncur. And he's got lovely touch for a big man. Excellent. I mean, it's a harder chance than the one he's knocked over the bar, really. Terrific. He's got in between. He knows he's got to get it past the keeper. Stayed on his feet, and he slots it away. And that really killed the game off, didn't it? You know... But it wasn't just that, Matthew. It was his all-round game. I was impressed with him from the moment he walked on the pitch. He's a big, strong lad. He's got a physical presence, and he's got good touch, and he's very mobile as well. So Harry will be delighted that he's on the score sheet. He scored Saturday, and the 2 acquisitions that everybody was pointing the finger at are doing really well.
There's a question that's going to be asked all around the country. You might as well be the first to answer it. How are they going to do in the competition proper?
I think they can really give a good account of themselves. He does need a couple of buys. He needs to strengthen in defensive positions, because the better quality opposition he plays against, the more he'll want recognised defenders playing in certain positions. So he has to strengthen there. But when you look at what they've got going forward, and they played a very good European game tonight, they were solid and they counter-attacked, and they've got legs in midfield, goals from Frank Lampard getting forward, with obviously the front two playing well. And you look at what they've got on the bench attacking-wise, Matt, that's not bad, is it? Paul Kitson, Ian Wright, Joe Cole. So there's strength and depth in there as well.
Good news, the reports from the stadium is that there doesn't appear to be any trouble there at all, and the fans are really lapping up West Ham's success.
Well, hopefully they can enjoy it, because it's been a great performance football-wise. Let's hope they go out now, they have a few beers with the French, they enjoy the night, make their way home to the East End, and then, like I say, job well done, everybody's happy.
Yeah, I know you wanted to make a point about the West Ham fans, because they've not had the best of reputations in the past. Do you think that's ill-deserved? Well,
I don't think it's just West Ham fans. I think it's English fans in general, Matthew, and I think sometimes people go out there and we've got this reputation already before we go out, and I think it takes a lot of repairing, something like that. But I'd like to think that it's something that we can do, and I think when you see your team play like that in Europe, you can actually go out and have a few beers and enjoy the night, and let's hope that, like I say, they do that tonight.
What does it mean to Harry and his team now? Is it just a financial reward, or is there a step up in status, do you think, qualification for the UEFA Cup?
Well, I think it's a step up in status. I think he done exceptionally well to get to 5th last year. They've got that bonus now of playing in Europe. I think it's going to be a great experience for the likes of Frank Lampard and Rio Ferdinand and Joe Cole, some of the younger members, Trevor Sinclair. You know, it'd be great to see him playing on that sort of stage. So there's loads of bonuses, loads of spin-offs. They will do well. And I think the way things are going now, you look at what's happened in pre-season and in the Premiership games, people are looking at West Ham thinking, I think these could even possibly improve on last year. And that would take some doing, because I think it was a great year for them last year to finish 5th. But people will start looking at this side now seriously, thinking they've got a chance of maybe even doing better next year.
That's not just rose-tinted spectacles, is it? Because can West Ham escape the image that they've always had of being up and down, entertaining, but maybe a little bit weak at the back?
Are you trying to say I'm biased, Matt? I would never be biased. No, I think from what I've seen all of the games that they've played at home this year, and obviously Sky have screened all of the games in the Intertoto as well. But I think there's signs there obvious to everybody. You've only got to look at that as a neutral tonight, which I am, and you can actually see that there's a base that you know, and a team spirit from the goalkeeper right the way through the team that I think is very impressive.
Could they win the UEFA Cup, do you think?
I see no reason why. I think they've got some quality players. Wanchope and Canio up front with Ian Wright and Paul Kitson. They're going to score goals, that's for sure. I think when you're in Europe, I think the difference between this game and the last game was that they actually finished the moves off. They caused the Metz problems in the first game, but there was clinical finishing on the end of it tonight.
All right, a great result for West Ham. Let's have a look at some of the other results around tonight. In the Premiership, latest scores these: Middlesbrough 0, Leicester 2. Leicester beaten by West Ham at the weekend. Watford 0, Aston Villa 0. And in the Intertoto Cup finals, the other ones, Montpellier won 3-0 on penalties in their game against Hamburg. It's currently 1-1 between Rennes and Juventus, 3-1 on aggregates. And lots of Worthington Cup action available for you right now, in fact, on Sky Sports 2. Crystal Palace against Colchester is the game they're featuring. And there's greyhound racing now on Sky Sports 3, and that features the Steel City Cup final. OK, it just remains for me to remind you that after 18 years, West Ham are back in Europe. I don't remember it, of course. I was a mere child. Alvin Martin, of course, was playing in the team. Just one last dig. Alvin?
One last dig. You had to get it in.
Thanks for your company. We'll see you all very soon. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.